Hello everyone and welcome back to Totally Broken Opinions. On today's episode we are covering Gen V, a superhero show.
Yeah, follow up to our last week's episode where we were the characters in Gen V. This is the actual review of Gen V.
Trying to survive the events of Gen V before we knew the actual ending of Gen V. So I think we did pretty good. I think we nailed it. I think we got
the
all of
exact ending, did we not?
Yeah, we got pretty much the exact ending.
To see if we're lying, go check out our previous episode.
Yeah. Anyway, let's actually talk about the show. What did you think?
As far as spin-offs go, I thought it was very good.
Yes, I agree. I think it's a good spin-off. It does tie into season 4, or like the events of season 3 and 4. It's going to tie into them.
So that's why I was wondering, are they doing a season 5 of this? I'm guessing they are, because...
They're doing a season 2.
That's what I meant, yeah.
They confirmed it, I think, before the final, so that we are getting a spin-off of the spin-off. Well, a continuation of the spin-off.
Do we know if The Boys is finishing with season 4 or season 5?
I think it would continue on. I don't think they're going to announce it until, like, what they did with Gen V, where they're like, okay, we're going to continue. Because I think this is Amazon's most successful thing, so... Oh,
yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, have you seen Amazon's other things? And they just never are as successful as this.
The Grand Tour did pretty well originally, but then they've dropped down to, like, one episode every year, so... I think Clarkson Farm does well. Everything else, I think, is... Invincible. We got that. I think they have a lot of, like, some successful shows that no one ever knows, but I don't know. But yes, let's talk what happens. Okay, so we are introduced to at least 6 or 7 main new characters.
Yeah, we are, yeah.
Blood Girl. We've got Telekinesis Metal Boy. We got Manipulator Girl. We got Fire Boy. We got Strong Boy. We got Gender Bender Boy and Girl. And we got Shrinky.
We got Shrinky. We also got Translucent Sun that we introduced as well.
Yes. I figured that would be the case, but I also thought maybe it wouldn't. But I'm also sad that he doesn't seem that phased. So, I mean, maybe he doesn't know his dad's dead.
See, what I was wondering about this universe, do the children actually have the powers without having the Gen V serum?
No. Because Gen V, like, all of the people are created by the serum.
Well, that's what I was wondering, but because the children seem to have the same powers as the parents, because Metal Boy has the same powers. I think it's probably
like a because the parent, like, I think anyone who has a kid with the powers, like, genetically passes it on because it physically changes your DNA. But I think if you want your kids to have superpowers, you take the Gen.
No, that's what I mean. But I mean, like, if you already have the Gen V in you, then your kid will automatically have powers. I mean,
because because Homelander's kid has.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, so yeah, I think it's just it changes your DNA, so you get powers if you're a genetic. But if you're a normie and you want your kids to have powers, because we know it does damage to adults.
Yes, we do.
You have to get it early on. So yeah, I think you have to get it early on. But yeah, so we're introduced to our main 9 cast. And did you have any favorites?
I wouldn't say I really had any favorite characters. I don't.
Any standouts?
Any standouts?
Because I'll
guess
say
Jordan
my
Lee,
one.
I feel like I changed a lot my opinion towards.
Because you hate trans people and you didn't want.
Jordan Lee seemed like a cock at the start because they didn't let Marie into the campus and was basically up Brink's ass. And at the end of it, they get together, and then I was like, it seems like a lot more of a.
Well, this show seems to do the they do the everyone sort of shifts their perspective. So you think, Golden Boy is going to be the douchebag, cocky Homelander type, and then he blows himself up because he's sad his brother's gone.
Yeah, to be fair, I was quite shocked at that. I was like, what?
Yeah.
First episode in, I was like, he's dead. I was like,
yeah, I was like, oh, fuck, okay. Because they built him up as like this really big presence.
I was going to say, like, the first episode, it doesn't, you feel like that is exactly going to be the case.
Yeah, and then it's like, bam, he's dead, and now everyone's dealing with those ramifications, and you're like, oh, fuck, okay, cool. And then he appears a couple times as like memory stuff, because he's in Kate's head, he's in Sam's head as well, and recordings and flashbacks and things like that.
Yeah.
I wanted to like Kate because there was one scene early on, I think it was episode 2, when you get like the reveal of
her origin story where she killed her brother.
No, not even that. It's just there's a bit where it's like Sam and her are in their room, and not Sam, Luke and Kate are in their room, and Luke's found out like his brother's sick and is or thinks his brother's dead because they tell him his brother's dead. And this is before we find out that she's been manipulating him, which I don't particularly love, but I'll get into it after. But the moment that I liked was he was like, can you make the pain go away? And she was like, I think this is just something you have to sit with. And I think that was just a nice moment. And then they take it away because they make her end up being the manipulated girlfriend later on.
Yeah, I don't know.
I liked it because normally when you have a person who can do like the cunt with who gets his dick blown up.
Oh yeah, that was mad.
Yeah, like that type of person is your stereotypical like person who can mind manipulate when you're in this sort of show. And I was kind of refreshing to see that they didn't do that, and then they do it later on. And I was just a bit disappointed with that. Because I liked that moment. That moment was a nice thing, and then they kind of took it away. And I was like, I understand why. It's an easy thing to fall into. It's that you have a character who can manipulate people's minds, and you have a plot where people are forgetting and all of that stuff. And it's like, okay. I just liked that moment because it was just a nice little moment. Because you should sit with death, like even if it's not real, like, and you don't know, but it's like I can't just make you forget and make it easier for you. You have to learn from this. You can't just erase this pain from your life. It's something to help you grow and build on.
Yeah. I don't know, but it feels like Kate, even though she did do it bad, like she did bad things. I think
she did care.
She actually did care,
but multiple times.
No, but she never actually loved Luke. Though. I don't think she actually ever loved him. It's because Shetty wanted her to get with Luke to protect him, as they basically said.
Yeah, to manipulate.
They
him.
manipulated her to manipulate everyone else.
To manipulate him, yeah.
And that's why they had sort of the affair.
I did feel sorry for her. Like her story is bad because like she fucks off her brother into the woods, and then her parents hate her for it, and she doesn't know why, or she kind of understands why, but she can't help that she did it. And
well, that's how you can tell it's a good show, because you actually care about the characters, even the bad ones or the good ones.
It does a good job of making you like hate and like, because I think the thing that sold it for me was the introduction of the person who tries to help Emma. And it's like, oh yeah, they're bonding, they're having a nice time, they're sharing things, and then it's like, social media, I'm gonna share your story.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck that bitch, and that bitch is such a... I was like, oh yeah, this person's really nice. I'm like, oh, Emma's gonna make some friends because Marie's a cunt and being a dick to her and all of this, and then it's just like, nope, this one's a bitch as well. Everyone's a cunt, but you kind of understand.
What do you think of the woods? Because I'm a bit mixed on the woods.
I think it's a standard procedure plot point.
Yeah, but I think it just feels very generic.
I think
it feels like the exact same as the first season of The Boys.
Yeah, but I think because you kind of think, oh, they're experimenting to make soups better or to try and refine the thing, and then you slowly find out that it's to kill soups, and she's not the bad guy. She's trying to do what Butcher and everyone else is doing, and then I think it switches that on it, like, does a better job at that, because it's like, oh, you think it's one thing, and then inevitably it's going to turn out to be the other thing. And you're like, sucking balls. Oh, Dan's gone. You what?
Sorry about that, my internet shut itself.
Yeah. Are you still recording?
I am still recording.
Wonderful. Okay. Anyway, back to the show. Dan's internet crapped out, so we had to take a little break. Were there any standout moments for you? Any bloody, gory bits when a period kicks in and she kills her parents?
That was a bit standout. I wasn't expecting... To be fair, the whole blood controlling thing, I wasn't expecting. I didn't really see the show, so I went in knowing what was happening.
I like that power.
Yeah, I also like that they kind of... It was such a boy's power.
I also like the fact that they kind of hint that if you're paying attention, because they hint that the Senate... The what's her face? The lady who...
Victoria Newman.
Yeah, her. Like, she's the sponsor that's interested in Marie, because...
Yeah, they never confirm it until the end.
No, they don't confirm it until, like, the second to last episode. Or is it the second to last, or is it the last?
Yeah, second to last, I think.
Yeah.
I was a bit surprised that she has the exact same powers. I
don't think it's exactly the same. I think it's manipulation of blood, but I feel like they have...
No, it's the same power.
They're not... It might be.
Because they have the moment they say, I thought I was the only one. Because they both control blood. And they
maybe I missed that.
Yeah. So that's what I was surprised about.
Because Victoria blows people's heads up. Marie doesn't want to kill people, so she doesn't have that.
Although she has the ability to do that, because we see it.
Well, she blows up Kate's arm. Yeah.
She blows Kate's arm. She blows up a guy's cock.
Yep. Like, all of these things are unintentional, whereas Newman is like intentionally doing it. So I wonder what's going to happen if those two have a fight.
Well, I do wonder. I also wonder what's going to happen with the virus now, because that's obviously leading to something.
Yes.
I reckon that's going to go onto the boys, to be honest.
didn't expect them to kill the headmistress.
No,
to be honest.
no,
I wasn't expecting her to die. Like, in the way that they kill her, because I was expecting, like, Homelander to come in and cover it up and kill her because she lets the virus out or whatever.
Yeah.
But I wasn't expecting Kate, because I kind of expected Kate not to side with her, because she's trying to be, like, repentive and she doesn't want to. So I was kind of expecting the manipulation thing. I don't know why she didn't expect it to happen. I think she noticed as soon as the gloves were off, she was like,
yeah. Actually, when Homelander came in towards the end, that kind of shocked me.
By the way, full spoilers.
Full spoilers, because Homelander comes in at the end.
Well, for everything we've discussed so far, I don't think we mentioned.
And I wasn't entirely I mean, after it happened, I wasn't surprised. But when he just starts laser blasting Maria, I was like, oh shit.
I don't think they should have showed the end, like where it's them in the room. I know they had to, because it's like, okay, we don't want them to be dead and whatnot, but we need to show that
I wouldn't have been
still...
surprised if they actually kill him, because...
Yeah, that's what I would mean. I was like, I would have been perfectly happy, and then if they brought them back in season 4 of The Boys, I would have been like, okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
Because they can just explain it off in a... Because they haven't explained anything. They've just shown that they're still alive so people don't freak out. But I feel like you could have, with this sort of franchise, had them be seemingly dead, and Sam and Kate take over as the new members of the Seven, which will be interesting.
True. Oh, such a good show, man. I love The Boys universe. It's so good.
It's just well written, and actually, like, all of the characters are, like, interesting, and, like, they all have, like, Andre's relationship with his dad is nice. It's like, oh, okay, my dad is a hero, I have to live up to him, but my dad's also a cunt because he keeps things away and doesn't really share and just has this high expectations of me, and I just want to smoke pot and bang.
Yeah, I guess
Luke's
that's quite
girlfriend.
an emotional moment as well, when he sees his father dying from brain tumor from using his powers too much.
Yeah, I reckon the dad will die.
The dad's obviously going to die, but I think it's
Yeah.
more makes what's his name?
Andre.
I thought it was Andre. It makes Andre now worried every time he uses his powers that
because
it's
a genetic thing. Yeah, I like that sort of there's a limit to what your powers can do, or there's a negative factor. I like putting a limiter on powers, because it's like Butcher, because Butcher, there's that rule of like 4 times, 7 times.
Yeah, it's like 4 times he can use the thing before it kills him or something.
Yeah, or it's meant to, like, the next time he uses it's going to kill him. And Huey as well has the same thing. It's like, it's a limited number of times that you can use it, or otherwise you're just going to vomit out your brain.
Yeah, it's a bit...
Let's just run through what happens. So, did you like the episode with Tech Knight?
I thought it was okay.
I liked it. I like the character, but I think
I love the ending to it. However, I thought that was funny as fuck.
Where he's fucking holes.
Yeah, it's like just fucking everything he sees. I was like, it's so funny. But I think the actual
is that part of his
whole,
power set, or is that just a fetish that he has?
No, he's just got a tumor in his brain.
Wait, is that the reason he's got a tumor in his brain?
Yeah, that's the reason why he does it. He's got a tumor in his brain, but it's kind of pressed on a bit and makes him horny.
Oh, I missed that bit.
Yeah, so that's what that's to do with. The thing is, I think that episode's got some good moments, but it is clearly a filler episode.
Yeah, it did feel a bit like, hey, look, we've got characters to set up some of their like emotional guilt and stuff like that, because it's the Jordan and Marie hate each other because Marie's taking the credit and she's just trying to survive, and Jordan's pissed because she was the one who saved everyone.
Yeah, also, in this whole universe, they have the rankings for the characters.
Yes.
Which is such a fuck thing to do in a school.
No, most schools do ranking. Like, not
like that.
Power. Yeah.
It was so fucked. And it was like, oh yeah, so even though Jordan Lee was clearly the most powerful character.
Oh yeah, because she's Asian and a transgender. Like,
yeah, they just never let her be number one. And was obviously the most powerful.
Oh yeah. But that's just every school.
Yeah.
It's like, you might have a black student who's really smart, but because, like, they're in the South, they're not going to get very far.
Jumanji... Sorry, carry on.
Jumanji,
whatever.
What about Jumanji?
Episode 6, what was it called?
Oh, wait. Is that a reference? Because they make Kate say Jumanji, like that guy say Jumanji?
Yeah, so it's like Jumanji where they're inside another world and they go to escape.
Yeah. But there's also because she makes that guy say Jumanji whilst hitting himself in the balls with a baseball bat.
Yeah.
Which I liked. I liked that moment.
I was going to say Jumanji feels like another sort of filler episode.
That one came out of nowhere, I feel like.
I feel like it made the story halt a little bit.
I liked it because of the Soldier Boy.
I like moments in it, and all the reveals were quite cool.
Do you know what the Wikipedia page calls the character in that moment?
What?
Soldier Boyfriend.
Oh, right.
Not Soldier Boy, Soldier Boyfriend.
Because that episode also revealed that Andre and Kate were a thing before Luke died.
I knew that was going to happen. As soon as they started fucking, I saw that coming a mile away. Because I was like, there's no way you start fucking that quickly after your friend's dead.
I did wonder. The thing is, I questioned it at the time, but then I was like, okay, whatever. I just moved on.
No, I knew that was going to come. I was like, yeah, that's such an obvious thing. Obviously, he's been cheating on with Kate for ages because he feels so guilty about it. Like, you can see that he's like, I don't feel like I should be doing this, but he's gone now. So, yeah, I can continue to do this.
Yeah, and then also...
I did like the emotional strain it put on their relationship towards the end as well.
Yeah, and then you got Jordan Lee as well, who helped control Luke.
Yep.
Which was another reveal, like how she got her position.
Yeah, because
Brink was just another fucked character, man.
Yeah. Shame we're not going to get much more of him.
I'm sure we'll get something else to happen in the boys' universe and they'll just die.
Yeah.
Normally happens.
Did you like lady who keeps pulling her hair out every time? I can't remember her name.
Ashley.
Yes, Ashley.
I mean, Ashley's Ashley. I've had.
I like that character because I hate her, basically.
Yeah, I've had my fair share of Ashley now. She needs to go. I kind of want her character to die off for the next season of Boys. It's done.
She does deserve to die at this point because she's a fucking cunt. I don't think her character is redeemable at all.
Although there was that moment, it was like, let me in, we used to fuck in the bathroom or something.
Oh, yeah.
Like a callback to one of the Boys episodes.
Yeah.
The thing is, it does feel like a spin-off, this show. Everything about it feels like a spin-off.
Yeah.
But it feels like it's done well. It's a good spin-off.
It's not like a Star Wars show where they're trying to... Like, all of the references that they do actually have relevance to the story. Whereas with Star Wars, it's just like, you remember this thing. It holds no purpose in the show, but we're going to show it anyway because you're bored of this episode and we need something to hook you back in. Yeah, whereas this, I feel like, having, like, Soldier Boy makes sense because... Kate really wanted to fuck him as a kid or a teenager, and
yeah, it makes sense.
Like it's in her mind, like it's a relevant plot detail and cameo that makes sense. Whereas in like what is it, Mandalorian season 3, where a guy is just in a rebel thing and they're just like, look, here's a character from Rebels or whatever, and you're like, cool, it serves no purpose. It's just them throwing things in for no reason.
It also feels less like a cash grab, this whole show.
Yeah,
it generally just feels like they want to continue the Boys universe without the Boys.
Yeah, because I imagine sense
because the Boys show is kind of. I think they should end the Boys show soon. Not that I think it's getting bad, but I always
end it on a high.
End it on a high, and now that you've got the Gen V, you can continue the story another way.
Oh, okay. I did not realize that.
What's that?
The guy who plays Luke is Patrick Schwarzenegger, and that's Arnold Schwarzenegger's son.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I was just like, why does he? What? Okay, he doesn't look anything like his dad. That's the thing. So it's just like, crazy.
Also, they have already started teasing season 5 of The Boys.
Oh yeah, it's obvious that I think they're going to go at least until season 5 or 6.
Yeah, probably, but I really think they should end on season 5.
Well, it depends. How many? Because it's based on a comic that's been going for ages, so it depends on like how much.
The comic only had like 40 issues, didn't it?
Yeah, but I think they only used like a couple of the first issues. It's like Invincible. They've only used a couple of the first like plot point threads, and also they've diverted quite heavily from the comics and stuff like that. Because in the comics, Black Noir is a Homelander clone.
Oh right,
and stuff like. Yeah, in the comic books, it's a reveal that Black Noir is a Homelander clone of, like, and so it's like blah 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 blah. And there's other things like I think the orgy, like the superhero orgy, is like a whole comic book on its own. So rather than just like an episode, and it's like there's a lot of stuff that they haven't done, but I mean, you got to change.
72 issues, by the way, of The Boys.
Yeah. Well, think of how Marvel's doing. It's all like, we can just continuously... I think the showrunners of this are smarter than trying to keep it going without, like, a love for it.
It does feel like that. I mean, like I said, everything about The Boys feels well written, well structured. Like, they've clearly thought out everything. Every season gets better than the last.
Yeah. I feel like this is on par with, like, season 2 of The Boys, which isn't a slight against it. It's just like...
I'll say more like a 1.5 maybe, but like between 1 and a 5. But like I said, it's not a bad thing. They're all good seasons.
No. Like, in terms of, like, shows, season 1 is, like, an 8.5.
Yeah, and then it just gets better.
And then it just goes up by like 5 points every time, like 0.5 every time. Like, it's impressive that they've managed to, like, because it does the thing that I like. It's where it did what Marvel did in the early stages, where it was like, you reward people for these emotional attachments they get to the characters, and the characters are well written and they have a structure and it goes through, and all the little things like tie into each other, but they have meaning and purpose. Whereas now it's just like, here's a reference so that you go on YouTube and look it up and then you can feel smarter about yourself. Whereas this, you just go, okay, I remember like this little detail in that show episode, and it serves a purpose. It like rolls through to the next episode. Like, this show rolls into season 4 and it has like it's going to have an impact.
Yeah.
Whereas with a lot of the Marvel stuff now, you feel like, it's just there as a filler until the next big thing, which we don't even know what it is, because we don't know what's happening.
I'm actually done with Marvel at this point. I feel so done with Marvel.
Well, we've got Loki and the Marvels.
I know, but I don't know. I just feel done with it.
That's still the thing that will get people looking.
I know. Clicking. I'm still gonna watch it. I'm still gonna watch it. I don't feel the same excitement for it anymore.
No, my excitement still maintains at like a 7 of like engagement. I feel like a lot of people have dropped down to like a 4 or 5.
Yeah, that's pretty more what I am now too. It's like
but like I was at a 8, 9 most times, and then it fluctuates because I'm like, oh yeah, I really enjoy these sorts of things. Now I've gone in with a more tempered expectation of like, yeah, it'll probably be alright, but it's probably not going to be mind-blowingly good, which is a shame.
I was going to say, the only superhero shows I kind of like now are these shows. The Boys, Gen V, Invincible. Something that's well written. Yeah. I'm more here for the writing now rather than the franchise.
Well, yeah, that's understandable. Like, Marvel has completely ruined its trust with people because their shows have basically gone to a point where they don't have writers. I think that's the trouble. That's the trouble. I'm like, I don't understand. I know in the writer's strike and things were getting bad. They should have just quit. To be honest, I know they're not going to do it, but they should have just ended Marvel after Infinity War Endgame. I don't think they should have ended. I think they should have taken a break.
Okay, do a break.
Do what like Star Wars originally did, which was go away for a long period of time. Let people sit on that, and then you can start filling in the stories of like the aftermath of the Endgame. Like what they did, but they rushed into it. Like, give yourself 5 years, build the plot, build the structure, fix what you need to do. You don't avoid COVID. And
the thing is, it would have made sense to wait 5 years because of Endgame had a 5-year jump.
Yeah, and then you pick back up. Everyone's aged 5 years, so they're appropriately aged. Everyone's in a point where they're like, we've had a break. We can now watch Star Wars forever. Because the thing is, they put Star Wars and Marvel and everything else they're trying to do all in the same boat. And people do not have this much time to watch everything. I do, because I'm sad and I have no life. But hey, look. But I haven't watched Ahsoka yet, because I don't care.
I'm not seeing Ahsoka.
Like, I normally watch everything live action Star Wars because I'm like, okay, I'm invested. But the problem with Ahsoka is, to me, it's building off of a legacy that I haven't watched. It's building off of Rebels and Clone Wars. Yeah, it's Clone Wars and Rebels. And I'm like, I have no interest. I've seen all the clips of, like, spoilers, Anakin Skywalker turning up and going, I'm de-aged now. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
cool. I don't care. I've seen all the clips of other characters from the shows coming up, and I'm like, I don't care. And I feel like that's the problem with what the Mandalorian's become. It's like, it's just cameos now for no real reason because we don't have a story to tell. Or the story that we're trying to tell isn't interesting. It was why Boba Fett fucking sucked. Because the story they wanted, it was like, I'm going to become a mob boss and I'm not going to be a murderous mob boss. I'm going to be a nice mob boss. So they didn't have a story.
Like, what?
And everyone's like, why? Like, you've taken this character who is a merciless bounty hunter, freezes Han Solo, like, disintegrates people, and you've made him nice. No, I'm going to be like, why?
It's so stupid. Anyway, let's go back to the boys and Gen V.
Yes.
Because that's what we're talking about mainly. Any other thoughts you have? I think
we haven't talked about
powers.
Luke.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Emma's powers. That I thought that was actually very well done, because we've had shrinking before. We had Termite who shrunk every time he sneezed.
Was it sneezing?
I think it was sneezing.
I thought he could just.
I know he sneezed and then
he
got big, but I don't know.
Maybe I think it was just. I think he just couldn't control it when he sneezed.
Maybe.
But yeah, we've had Ant-Man. We've had shrinking effects before. I felt like the CGI was a little bit clunky.
Yeah, but to be fair,
I feel like this didn't have the budget.
Human is
difficult. Also, I imagine this didn't have the budget that the boys did.
Yeah, because I can forgive bad CGI for good writing.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care about CGI.
Like it didn't take me out of it at all. I just noticed that when she's big, it's like the trees and the perspective is a little off. But like, Did you know that they actually built a giant cock for when she's rubbing up on a dick?
Really?
Yeah, you can see a photo of her like standing next to like this 6 foot tall giant penis.
That's so funny.
Because they were like, we're not going to half-ass this. Because they made a giant penis for when what's his face goes in, Termite.
Oh yeah.
So they do a lot of practical shit. It's like fun.
I think practical stuff can be cheaper.
Oh yeah, especially with the budget. Have you seen the budget of the Marvels?
No, how much is it?
Like 250 million.
What? How?
It's like nearly 250 because of reshoots and everything like that, and all of the stuff.
And it's gonna be shit. I think that film probably can barely break even.
It has to make like 450 million to break even. I think
it's gonna barely break even, that film.
And
I'm telling you
like
now.
it's such a the problem I find with it is it's going to be a lot of people going it's because it's a female-led superhero
It's
film.
not. It's just because
it's not. It's because but that's going to be the narrative that you're going to see.
Also, I know a lot of people don't like Brie Larson for whatever reason. I don't know why, but
because she's empowering to women, and that's why they don't like her.
I think it's more because she said some questionable comments.
Yeah, but she's also socially awkward. So.
Yeah.
Like, I think a lot of the things that she's said that people take out of context, if a male or whatever said it in the same sort of thing or situation, a lot of people would go, yeah, that's fine. But it's because they want to hate her that they'll take anything she says as...
I've not seen enough in this, to be fair. I don't know. I have an opinion on her.
I've seen.
I actually quite like Captain Marvel as the first film.
I enjoyed Captain Marvel. I think it was alright. I think she's very good in Free Fire, which is a isolated movie where it's a bunch of like actors and everything, and they're trying to do a drug deal or like a gun deal. And then, like, there's two different sides, and multiple different parties all intersect, and it's in like this one warehouse, and they're all it's just like all incompetent idiots. And then one thing leads to another, and it's just a like gun shootout, and they're all just trying to live through this stupid fucking event. It's a really good movie. I think it's on Amazon, on Netflix at UK if anyone wants to watch it. Yeah. But it's got like Cillian Murphy, it's got like Armie Hammer, it's got a lot of people in it.
Anyway, back to the boys.
Gen V.
Gen V, that's the one. Only thing left I want to talk about is probably the puppets.
Yep, Sam's powers.
Where he thinks everyone's a puppet, and it's so funny at one point he's just shagging a doll.
Yes, I did enjoy that. I also liked his murderous rampage as a puppet.
Yeah, so funny. He was like, I'm just killing puppets, and then it just cuts into blood everywhere. That was a good moment. I enjoyed that.
What do we think of Sam? Because I like Sam's. I like Sam. I think he's a good, well-written character. I think his turn at the end. I feel like I can't tell, but I think it's put on because of that guy who has the manipulating powers. Because he's pro like soups bigging themselves up.
I don't think.
And there is a moment. There is a moment where he touches him after that.
Maybe.
And I feel like because I feel like he also incites the riot.
Maybe,
I don't know.
I don't think it is. I
know it's also because of his torturous background and everything.
And I think that makes a lot more sense. And from that point of view,
I think it's also like the initial like igniting of it is like sort of maybe started. Like I'm not saying, but maybe he like influenced this is how you should be thinking. Because he's like under Emma's influence of like trying to be like, okay, I'm passive. I'm not going to come out and help you. I don't want to be like in your way or whatever. And then he starts seeing the world from a different perspective because like he gets other people. Because he's only ever seen like Emma.
Yeah.
And everyone else is just trying to stop him. So he's only ever seen Emma or people trying to stop him. And then this is other people accepting him for who he is because of his powers. So, like, I can see it growing from that, like, that level. I did like that moment where they had their argument, and you're like, I feel sorry for Emma. Because she is trying to just get people to like her, but she's not doing it maliciously.
But you can understand it from both point of views, which is how you know it's a very well-written moment.
Yeah, you see every side.
Oh, and then something else happened as well. You get Victoria Newman doing her conference thing, and everyone's shouting it out.
I cannot tell if that's meant to be the outcome she was waiting for. I know she seems pissed, but I also feel like that's her goal.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
What is her end plan? What does she want?
I don't know, because I can't remember in season 4. Her thing is trying to protect her daughter, right?
Yes, because her daughter was... Didn't she give her daughter...
Oh, I did like that. Speaking of daughters and things, I do like the reveal that the head mistress's kid and husband were on the plane that Homelander destroyed.
Yeah, that was another.
Like that is a relevant callback to a thing.
It's a relevant spin-off moment.
Builds on why people have motivation to hate these.
Because it's like, oh, that makes sense.
Because I thought the Dean had powers, and then it's revealed that no, she's just a normal person.
Well, to be fair, it makes sense because at no point did she have any powers.
I thought she was manipulating Marie, but no, it's just her being charismatic.
Yeah.
I thought she had the same sort of things as Kate, and it was just like, oh, okay, she's gonna manipulate Marie to be a cunt. But no, Marie was just influenced because she was nice, and Marie didn't have any situational awareness. Yeah. But yeah, back to Newman. I don't know what her plan is. Because I can't tell. I can't tell if she took the virus because she wants to keep Soups around, or if she wants to kill.
She is a Soup.
Yes, but I can't because she hates Homelander. Because Homelander is a psychopath that no one knows how to kill. So I can't tell if she's using that to kill him because it's isolated to only being contact. It's not airborne.
Okay, I reckon she's going to use. Building on that, I reckon she's going to use that virus to try to kill Homelander next season, but instead she kills someone else.
Starlight?
Potentially.
The Deep? Can we finally get rid of the Deep?
Yeah.
I like the Deep. Don't get me wrong. I like the Deep as a character because I hate the Deep. But we need the Deep to die at this point.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's more characters that pass away next season, The Boys.
Oh, but yeah. I'm hoping we get some actual bloodshed.
That is all I have to say for the show.
Yeah. Overall, I'd give it a solid 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I think I would agree. I would definitely worth a watch. If you've seen The Boys, watch this.
Yeah, if you like The Boys, you're going to like... Yeah, if you like The Boys, you're going to like this. I feel like... I don't know if you could... I guess you could watch this without watching any of The Boys. No, I reckon you... because it does a decent enough job of catching you up to what things are, what people's powers are, why... you just wouldn't get the deeper meaning behind that flight that was killed. Oh, that was Homelander. Who's Homelander? And then you find out who Homelander is, and then he comes in. I guess, but I think at this point you're gonna basically watch it because it's a Boys spin-off. I do think it is a better spin-off than the Diabolical one, but I did like the Diabolical one.
Yeah, but Diabolical wasn't meant to be that much of a...
Diabolical was just Marvel's What If.
It's just a fun thing.
Yeah, it's just a fun thing. Here's some side stories. Here's some fun things that we got some different animators to do whilst we tied you over between season 3 and 4 and Gen B and whatnot. But yeah, overall, thank you for listening. We hope you enjoyed this. Check us out on YouTube. In the following month of December, we are finally going to get some of our old episodes going up on YouTube. So I have painstakingly spent 3 days numbering everything, scheduling everything. So all of the old episodes are going to come out. If you... I'm going to finally put them all into playlists. They're all going to be out. So we've got the weekend of the 2nd, 3rd, 9th, and 10th, and 16 and 17, I think it is. That will be, and 23 and 24. Yeah, I think it's the 2nd, the 9th, the 10th, the 16th, maybe the 17th, I can't remember, and the 23rd and 24th all have basically 100 and something plus episodes coming out over a span of a couple hours a day.
So everyone can watch it all once. Binge watch everything.
But I basically did that, so I'd appreciate if people go and watch or listen. I spent a lot of time. Don't worry. It's not going to do anything, but whatever.
No, probably not, but...
It's just for my peace of mind because it was really annoying me that the YouTube channel didn't have a load of episodes, and I felt like I might as well number them so people when they go live, don't go, why the fuck has this old piece of news come out at this time? Why were they talking about Epic versus Apple like 2 years later? What? Why the fuck? Why are they talking about Jamie Foxx coming back for Spider-Man No Way Home?
Let's not go back to all the old episodes. We've done some crap episodes.
No, we've done some good episodes. Like, a lot of them are coming out. Like, most of the reviews and stuff are finally going to come out. So, hey, look. It's worth a look. But yeah, that's December time. I'll remind you again later. But hey, look. Next week is Loki, Season 2. And then after that is The Marvels. So we'll see you around for them. Goodbye.
Bye.